stereotype of like the strong, independent Black woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that stereotype plays a role in this discussion? Like, do you think that maybe the people, not necessarily the stereotype itself, but the belief of the stereotype? Do you think that that plays a big role in this almost like assault on Black women?
Well, I mean, if you're put in a position where you're not protected or respected or provided for, you put yourself in a situation where you have to be strong and you have to be independent. So, Black women being strong and independent out of necessity and out of a need to survive and take care of their children, I don't think that should be used against us as a negative. Just like what he was saying, that if a woman feels safe and protected, she will be submissive. If she's not being submissive, it may be because she's not feeling that she is got the space to do that. That she's on her guard because she knows that the person who is supposed to be her partner is not leading and not providing and not protecting. So what else can she do besides do it herself?
Quick submission. Okay. Anyone can get it. Pull up with his Zodi. Remember hopping out of civics. I'm just chilling. Look, give a fuck about the.
Back to the coolest podcast on all of YouTube. It's Shooting the Shit. You got me here, Japan Amir, aka Amir. You got France down there, aka ZoK954. I probably fucked up that, but that's okay. We'll get over it. Anyway, we got some guests with us today. We got the lovely Miss Juice. I got the juice over here from TikTok. You know, the queen who shows us all the manga, and without her, we would be lost in the sauce with manga. And then above her, we got my brother from another mother whose dick is probably bigger than your brother's. We got Micah, Florida boy Mike, in the building, y'all. So welcome to Shooting the Shit, y'all. How y'all doing?
Bang, bang.
I'm doing good. It's Friday.
It is Friday.
It's Friday. It is
Nice day.
summertime. We having a hot girl summer. It's all good.
Hot girl summer.
Hey,
girl summer.
fellas, do not pull out. Fuck up this summer.
Wait,
Bang, bang.
what?
Shooting the Shit does not endorse that message. Alrighty, so yeah, okay. So feel free to tell our viewers a little bit about yourselves. We'll start with Juice first, and then we'll hear from Micah.
I'm a Black nerd. I'm from Texas. I'm a mom. I'm probably the coolest, funniest, smartest gal you're ever gonna meet. My
big claims there.
I know, right?
My presence is the present.
Your presence is the present.
Ooh, energy.
Yeah.
Energy.
That's good energy. That's good energy. All right, now Micah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Black. I'm trans. I'm amazing.
Black, trans, and amazing.
Hey.
All right.
BTA.
Serious.
Acronym for everything. BTA. For sure.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So I guess we'll just kick this off and just get straight into it. Have y'all been seeing all that stuff like online with everybody, like this little gender war going on, especially between Black men and Black women? Have y'all been seeing that?
That's been going on for a long time.
I'm sure it has. Like, I think it's wild. Like you got Black men like, oh, we got to hold Black women accountable. I don't know what that means exactly, because I was under the impression that we should all be holding everybody accountable. And I don't exactly know what Black women are doing specifically to Black men for us to have to hold them accountable.
What I'm hearing is people are saying that Black women don't apologize and we don't admit when we're wrong. And they're trying to make us accountable by forcing us into situations where we have no choice but to admit fault in situations and apologize for it. That's my understanding of what Black men are saying they want. I'm not saying if that is true or not.
I would say that that's a thing I think men want from women in general. Right. I'm not saying that it's like that's true, because I've definitely heard women apologize for stuff when they're wrong. Absolutely. I will say that typically in relationships, women tend not to apologize quickly. But I think that if the topic or the discussion at hand is something that is very obvious that the person is wrong, then typically the woman will generally apologize in that moment. I have found in my experience. Now, I can't speak for all men and I can't speak for all women, especially not women because I'm not a woman, but but yeah, so that's what I think, at least, maybe.
I definitely apologize when I'm wrong. But again, I don't represent all women. I can only speak for myself. I
Exactly.
think this thing needs to go down to an individual basis and stop making blanket statements where we say all men or all women or all black men or all black women, and just hold individuals accountable as adults for their actions.
Now, do
Do
you all think
we,
it might? Oh, I'm sorry, Franz. You go.
no, my bad. I was gonna say, do we believe that birds of the feather flock together? Do we believe that goes for both black men and black women, or both men and
So,
women?
are
Do we
you
believe that?
questioning
No,
if
I'm not. I'm actually. This is a general. This is like for everybody. Like we
I
can
know, but I'm
start
saying, like, under what context? Like, are you saying that, like,
just because that would be something, because the way both of you guys just explain it is, I'm seeing the perspective from everybody, basically, well, from the accuser to the accused,
mhm.
that they're generalizing. So they're looking at if they get one bad experience, whatever, and then they see that same bad, those same characteristics from somebody else, it would not necessarily mean it was going down that path, that same bad experience they went down. But they see that, then they automatically assume it's birds of a feather flock together type situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're
they,
saying.
they,
I get
they,
what
they
you're
get
saying. It's
triggered by
just
that.
like,
They get triggered
so
by that, and they automatically affiliate those behaviors with that end result, which is not necessarily true. You will not always receive the same result just because certain characteristics are similar.
no, I agree.
But
I agree with that.
if that's the type of mindset that's going around, birds of a feather flock together. That's the easiest way to sum it up. Is that true? Do we really believe that in the black community?
I feel like that's also a cop out too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely a cop out because realistically, like, like men and
I'm
women
having a
do the
little
same
hard
thing.
time hearing you, Micah. I don't know
Can
if that's for
you get a little
everybody
more
else.
into the mic?
Oh, that's ghetto. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah,
Oh,
now
yeah,
we
that's better.
can.
That's way much better.
But now we can only see half
Damn.
the body.
I mean, like I listen, half my body I don't even want, so it's understood.
Not the half the body. I don't even want. Hashtag trans joke.
Oh
But
yeah.
no, no,
Hey.
but like what I was saying is like it's a cop out on both ends because the
Mhm.
thing is it's like nobody ever wants to like be in the category under a blanketed statement, but
Right.
are forever putting each other under those same blanket statements all
Right.
the time because one person messed up or whatever. Not everybody's bad who has similar characteristics. But in hindsight, we all have the same kind of characteristics. It's about like which ones you put out more than others,
Right.
you
Right.
know? And realistically, it's not just something that's like between men and women. This happens in like, gay relationships as well. Between two women and two men. Like they do the same shit the exact same way. And it's baffling as it's baffling period,
Mhm.
you know, like because of the fact that it's like between the ideas behind like gender roles as a whole, the construct of gender roles being in like homosexual relationships, that's already weird. But that's a conversation for another day, another time. But it's just like the stipulations behind like the type of uh person that you want and what it is that you want from them. But it's like the moment that that person messes up, anybody who seems like them, anybody who looks like them, anybody who has similar features as them is just automatically written as undesirable.
I see that. I see that point. Ooh, excuse me, hiccup. But I was gonna actually pose to continue with what Franz was saying about birds of a feather flocking together. Um, do you guys think that you have like for example, that certain dudes, right? Like in this conversation, the black men that generally have this opinion about black women, do you think that they also seek out now I don't want to say partnerships, but friendships with other black men that also think the same way to further validate themselves? Do you think that that's what we have going on? And then we have that. And so now we got these big groups of black men that are like, oh yeah, we're going back and forth and everybody's saying the same thing. So now it has to be true because we don't have anybody saying anything opposite. Do you think that that might have a role that's playing into this little like intersectionality war we got going on? Do you think that might have something to do with it? Also vice versa for black women as well.
Definitely on social media, people trauma bond. They get together in little groups or on just a particular post that gets shared, and it becomes an echo chamber of bullshit, of them throwing back the same scenario back and forth, and they absolutely validate each other's anecdotal evidence of how all of a particular subset of humans act, and it's ridiculous.
Yep, I
I
agree
do
with
think
that.
I agree too.
Yeah,
I think that it's really crazy. Now, for me,
both black men and women, or just men and women, not
just
just
men
black.
and women in general on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that may be what's going on here. And then in our community as black people, in our black community, we have this weird almost like 1950s style, especially coming from a lot of the men that I'm hearing online, of how traditional households should run. And my whole thing is, but aren't traditions meant to change once you start a new family? Don't you start your new, your new traditions there? So then why not break that whole, well, women have to do this, women have to do that, black women don't listen? And I just don't understand where they get this idea that black women don't listen, because a lot of, in our community, we do have a lot of single black mothers, right? Like, I mean, Juice, you are a single black mom, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That's correct. By
And
choice.
right, okay, well, there you go. So, and I feel like a lot of these young black men, I don't understand how they just go, oh, women don't listen, women don't do this, like women can't admit when they're wrong, when they're being raised by these strong black women who are doing everything in their power to ensure that a young black male is getting what they can to, to succeed as best as they can, And I just don't understand how they can just make that quick jump to just, oh, we can't trust black women. Black women are this, they're not docile. We gotta go and get with these white women and things like that. I don't understand the jump. That it's like, it just seems like a big leap to go from that to, oh, all black women are just, loud and obnoxious and whatever they're saying.
And it's like, what are they listening to? Because if you're saying, black women don't listen, what are they hearing? Because you tell me jump off of a bridge down to freaking, down to the water or whatever. Why would I do that? Why would I listen to that? You know what I'm saying? Like jump off a cliff or something. Like, what are you telling them that makes them not want to listen? Now, if you're telling them something that's actually helpful, if you're actually trying to guide and helpful, guide them and everything, and tell them something that everybody else around them is telling them too, and to stop doing drugs or something like that, or leave that ain't shit nigga alone or something like that, then okay, I hear you. But most of these guys complain, and this is a RP to the great Kevin Samuels. Y'all gonna hate me, but I love it when he went into black men, or just men in general, like that called in, because like it made you really think, how you want to lead your household, you want to be this leader and stuff like that. Then what are you doing to be that great leader? What are you doing? What when I'm saying, like, where are you right now? Are you in a position to actually lead somebody? So if they're not listening, maybe you're not in a position to lead, my friend. Maybe you need to better yourself and figure out what the fuck you're doing with your life. Because Amir could tell you, I don't hang around with motherfuckers that ain't shit. If they got kids, you better take care of your kids. Because if you're over here telling this woman to do something, you're not even taking care of your kids or something like that. No, why would she listen to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would she actually like see you as some type of leadership if your life isn't, if you're going from couch to couch, you're sleeping at her crib, or you're not able to provide that, and you want to, like you said, Amir, you want that 1950s, household roles and stuff. 1950s, the man bought the house, the man bought the car, the man paid for everything. They didn't ask for for the girl's car to go out and go sleep with another girl, whatever type shit. They had held a job. You know what I'm saying? They had a career. They had their everything going for them. There was reasons why women stayed home, not just legal reasons too, but outside of that, the man took care of everything. So if you're not able to do that, so why would she listen to you? If you're not able to provide her the lifestyle that she wants, So it's like, what are they listening to? Why keep putting the blame on them when you could just fix yourself and then
I agree.
attract what you want?
Now,
attract what you want.
Now, Juice, what do you think of, or how I want to make sure I phrase this right, because I don't want to phrase this wrong. Now, we know the stereotype of like the strong, independent Black woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that stereotype plays a role in this discussion? Like, do you think that maybe the people, not necessarily the stereotype itself, but the belief of the stereotype? Do you think that plays a big role in this almost like assault on Black women?
Well, I mean, if you're put in a position where you're not protected or respected or provided for, you put yourself in a situation where you have to be strong and you have to be independent. So, Black women being strong and independent out of necessity and out of a need to survive and take care of their children, I don't think that should be used against us as a negative. Just like what he was saying, that if a woman feels safe and protected, she will be submissive. If she's not being submissive, it may be because she's not feeling that she is got the space to do that. That she's on her guard because she knows that the person who is supposed to be her partner is not leading and not providing and not protecting. So what else can she do besides do it herself?
Yeah, Michael, we lost you there for a little bit. Everything good?
Yep, Texas is hot. That's all I can say.
Understandable. Texas is hot.
Hey,
But yeah, no, Juice, I agree. I feel
I
like
definitely agree, Juice.
if you are in a situation in which you have man, woman, black woman, whatever the case may be, and the Black man is supposed to be leading the household, taking, working the job, but he can't do that. He lost his job, right? Or he's out here running the streets, acting crazy, chasing after other women. So he's not taking care of his duties that he's supposed to do in his home. Get out the way, pussy.
So what am I supposed
Literally.
to do? Am I supposed to sit there and cry and let my children starve?
Exactly. Like,
or am I supposed to be
right.
strong and get up and be independent and provide for myself and my children?
And I think what ends up happening, and I could be wrong about this, and I'm not trying to generalize or anything like that, but I think what happens, back to the strong Black woman stereotype, is when you're in a situation like that, and let's say your relationship goes south, right? So now you're not with the dude anymore, you're on your own. You have to maintain that level of strong Black woman who's independent. You have to, because you have to do what's right for your kids, right? So it's not even a bad stereotype to be like that. And then I feel like when, a woman comes to a dude nowadays and they express that, like, oh yeah, I got 2 kids, I'm working, I work a job, like how you got your own job and own business, Juice. And dudes hear that and they go, oh man, that's intimidating. Like, she's been running this household by herself. Where is my place in it? And I think that's when men start to feel like we are not adequate enough to then come to that level. At least that's what I think is going on. And I could be horribly wrong because I don't even have that mentality to think about that, but or think that way, I should say. But I think that is what's going on, at least in the man's brain. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Do I sound crazy?
No, you're making sense,
Yeah,
bro. You're
that
making
makes
Yeah,
sense.
sense.
no, that makes
Hey, but
a
you
whole
bring
lot of
a
sense, bro.
different perspective that I didn't even, I truly didn't think about, because I'm always thinking about, hey, get your shit together and then you're going to attract, you know what I'm saying? You're going to attract what you want, basically. But yours makes sense. If the guy feels, not significant enough to do, be involved in her life and stuff, you might feel some type of way. No, you're right.
I'm just saying, because in my experience, I've seen a lot of people act out a certain way out of either desperation or fear, or the feeling of being inadequate. And I know that as men, we already have this internalized struggle that we are supposed to provide. And if I, and, you know, let's say I'm that, you know, crazy black guy who just believes black women don't want to listen. And then I encounter Juice, right? And I'm like, oh, you know, attractive lady, gonna try to talk to her. And then she tells me all these things. And I'm like, dang, like I just started working, you know, I just got a job not too long ago. I've been struggling a little bit. What can I bring to her table? You see, like that conversation, what do you bring to the table, right? So then now, as a man, I'm like, she's doing all the roles. There is no position right now for me in this. That's because she doesn't know, she won't be docile. She won't listen to me. But why would she listen to you if she's been handling her business, right? You don't listen to somebody who's not handling their business. You listen to people who handle their business. That's literally how that works. You know, and then I feel like a lot of men, like you were saying, also don't know how to lead. The biggest thing about being a leader is you cannot lead if you don't know how to follow.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. And then if you
so
don't know where you don't know where the fuck you're going, because it's like a lot of these guys just like pick up a job and they're just day in day out. They think I'm gonna do the club scene, I'm gonna do this scene, I'm gonna do that scene. If we're telling women they cannot have hot girl summers, then we can't be out here in our Daisy Dukes either. Like
You
what
can't be
what what
out
they're
here in the
saying.
hoochie daddy shorts.
Exactly, hoochie
Can't be
daddy. That's
out
what
here
we're
in the
saying.
hoochie
Yeah,
daddy
we can't be
shorts.
out here being a hoochie daddy either. If you want that type of woman to fill in that role, you have to fill in the one that goes along right there with it. You know what I'm saying? Working full-time job, maybe 2 or 3 jobs. Because again, 1950s, those guys were miners, factory workers, railroad workers out there working 2 or 3 jobs every day, every night. They come home, eat, sleep, shit, shower, then go right back out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's no fun time. There's
exactly.
no fun time. Those guys will work hard.
No,
So
you're not wrong there.
yeah.
What about so what do you think there could I'm trying to get my words together. What do you think we can do, like, as men, Juice? What do you think, just your own personal opinion, what do you think black men need to do or need to understand that black women are trying to say when they say we need to be protected? What does that mean to you? Like, what should we get from that? What should be our takeaway?
I personally don't you I it's not something that I personally say, because I think as human beings we all should be responsible for our own health and safety and well-being. Just come to the table with your own, and two halves don't have to make a whole if two people are both already whole. So I think when women are saying that, they're basically saying that the bad men are taking over, and the bad women aren't strong enough to deal with bad men on a like a physical like level. So listen to black women when they're saying they're being hurt or they're being abused. Don't, of course there needs to be evidence and proof to back up what they're saying, but if the good men don't stand up to the bad men, then the bad men are going to continue to take over and wreak havoc on the community. They're the ones that are out raping, molesting, hurting, robbing, stealing, and just hurting the community in general. But when it comes to women, I feel like we're considered an easy target for a bad man. So without the good men in the community standing up and standing guard, it leaves so much space for the bad men to run amok and cause distress and drama in the community. That's
So
kind of the way I look at it.
no, I get that. I get that. So what are some things that you think a good man should do? Like, because a lot of the situations you just named there, the reason I'm asking is because a lot of situations you just named there are very physical sounding situations,
Right, because to
Like,
me
obviously,
that's the main thing. But I mean, isn't
yeah,
that what protection means?
true.
To
But
protect and
you can also protect, mentally too. I'm not saying that women can't
Mentally,
handle things, but
spiritually,
like there is
financially,
emotional protection and things like that as well.
emotionally. Yes, sir.
And I feel as though those should also factor into, you know what I mean? Like I think we as men, we're just so used to just being told that we have to do everything, and then we lose sight of that. We lose sight of things get by. Like we're human. We're gonna make mistakes. And then if our mistake is that, Black women are starting to feel as though Black men are letting them down, and you see a lot of this in social media. You see a lot of young Black guys, especially, will be talking hella shit about Black women. Like they'll be dogging them out and then praising other women, like, white women, Asian women, Spanish women, for traits, that Black women also have. And the thing that blows my mind is, I've seen this a lot, where young Black guys will be describing Spanish women. And if the Spanish woman has an attitude, it's spicy, it's fiery, it's good, right? But let a Black woman have an attitude, and all of a sudden it's just the devil coming out, right? It does. How does that even happen, right? Like, I don't. I think that's the problem for me, because I do not understand how that even happens. I don't know what happens in the brain that lets you go, oh, hey, that same trait I hate in Black women, I love it over here, right?
What I hate about that too is that we put Spanish or Latinos in the category, like as if there's no white Latinos and there's no Black Latino. I'm a Black Latino, so it's like when people say Spanish, I'm like, what you mean? Like it could go either way. You can't say Black women are this, but Spanish women are spice. Like, no, they could be white Spanish or Black Spanish, and it's either way. Once you say Black women, that includes the Black Spanish, Black Latinas, and what I'm saying, that to me that's just like so contradictory to the whole thing. So like I agree with you. Like if you get it's just it's I'm so what was it, baffled on how all this just in circles. I have no words for it. I don't know. I have no words
I
for it.
feel you.
No,
I'm over
it
here
pisses me
trying not to
off.
be mad.
Yeah, let's hear from you, Micah. You've been a little
It
quiet.
pisses me off.
Nah, because the thing is, it's like, because all things considered, like with my experience, I've understood. I've been on both ends of this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand like the irritation that Black women have when it comes to Black men, but I understand like the frustration that Black men have when it comes to Black women. Like I get it. I do. I understand it on a whole nother level, because it's just like because honestly speaking, I've lived the majority of my life. I think like the first 25 years of my life, I lived it as a Black woman. You know what I'm saying? So like this past 5 years, you know, like living my whole, Black trans man life, you feel me? Like I have a whole nother perspective. Like granted, like I had, uncles, and I had my dad around, my granddad, and that's cool. But when you have, your own opinion, like your own thoughts, your own feelings about everything that happens and how you see it, like it hits different. Like that's why, like when you was talking about like the experiences of Black women, and like understanding like what it means to be a Black woman and feel protected, or what, like how should you be protected by other Black men, and what you said was spot on. Like if the Black men who care oh so much about Black women keep letting these like ridiculous, just like just want to be alpha male Black men do and say whatever it is that they want to on a regular basis without like being checked, being talked to, like, hey bro, that ain't cool, or that ain't it. Or if they see something going on and they don't say anything, they're just as much as the problem as the Black man that's doing it.
Yeah.
They're just as much as the problem. But the thing is, it's like, like, and looking at it, from like another perspective, it's just like, okay, well, do I insert myself at this moment? Because like technically that's not my business. I don't know what kind of relationship they have. I don't know what was said. I don't know anything about this situation. And if I get into it, am I putting myself in the middle of like something where I could get hurt too?
And I understand. That's absolutely understandable.
That's not what I'm trying to do. But at the same time, whatever, it's just like, how can I make something right that I know for a fact is wrong, without also putting myself in harm's way to a degree?
I like
And
that.
it's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That was
like, go ahead.
I was just saying I like that, because like it really brings us to that one topic as well, which is the why is it that when someone, like let's say Black women, are expressing their feelings on their plight their struggles, what they're going through, all of a sudden you get all these black men that are like, oh, well, what about us? Which is the same thing as someone saying Black Lives Matter and then somebody walking up and being like, well, all lives matter. Like it's the same thing, right? But who's really in more danger? We already know there's a feminist group for what? A reason, because women are in danger. There's a lot of dangers that women go through. What do black women also have to live the life of? A woman. So not only do they live the same dangerous life and the scary life of a black person, they also live the dangerous and scary life as a woman. So they're getting hit on two fronts. Whereas black men, to be honest, we're only getting hit on one, and that's the fact that we're black.
I want to ask Juice a question. Juice, when it comes to feminism, I can't even say the word correctly. Apologize.
Feminism.
Do you feel like black women go through a different experience than white women? Not just like race. When it comes to being a woman.
Yeah, there's a whole
Yeah.
term about it. It's called misogynoir. It's I forgot the name of the woman who coined the phrase. It's
Yeah.
the hatred and disenfranchisement of specifically black women. There is something that happens that only we experience. And the thing is, when black women speak up about it, we often get gaslit by either men or white women telling us that no, that's not true.
Wow.
I can't even show any emotion or raise my voice for a little bit, and I'm automatically seen as hysterical or a threat or an angry black woman, even if my anger is justified. I
Right.
have
Right.
to stay calm because I could lose my life. Because as soon as I show a little bit of emotion, they're calling the police to say, we got this crazy black woman in here yelling. But they're
Right.
not telling you what I'm angry about. They're not telling you what they did to me to get me to that point.
Right. Right.
And it
That's facts.
absolutely is a problem. And it's something that you learn as a little girl. When you're a little black girl, you learn in elementary school that the way
Right.
the little white girls get treated and the way that you get treated is not the same.
It's very
Right.
different.
Right.
Yeah.
I also want to add to what Juice was saying about misogynoir. Um, this cat.
Pussy. Pussy in your face.
Move, move.
Pussy in your face.
Oh my God. Listen, cat. I'm doing a podcast. It's shooting the shit. All
Bang
right.
bang.
So sorry about that. He clearly wants to be a part of the conversation, but you can't talk. So anyway, speaking of the misogynoir, so have y'all heard of like the Susan B. Anthony and Frederick Douglass thing that they had going on? Did y'all hear about that?
What you mean?
I
What
feel
you
like
mean?
I did hear something about
I did
that.
So
not.
there's some
Mm.
documents that came out that actually have Susan B. Anthony and Frederick Douglass talking about how they can talk about the plight of the free black man and the plight of women, right? And Susan B. Anthony literally said she would not get on stage with this man if he was going to use her platform to speak for black women. So, like, yeah. So I think that right there almost you could say that's almost like the birthing of this, black women need to be
They
protected, because now
use
here you
us,
got this
white
black
women
man.
use us for guard dogs in their movements, and they never
Exactly.
have any intentions of making us important or centering us in any of those feminist discussions. I learned a
Mm.
long time ago
That's
not
what
to ever
we need.
align myself with white feminism because it's not for me. And it's
Right.
not for my community or people that look like me. And I don't think a lot of Black women know that when they use their platforms to speak negatively about Black men publicly. That's a new phenomenon that's happening on social media. That's a good way to build your platform, is to talk negatively about people that look like you because it gets a lot of attention. And I think
Mm.
it sucks. But we all know that what you see on
It's all the
social
wrong
media
attention.
is not
Coonery.
real and it
Right.
doesn't represent what's going on in the real world.
Coonery.
It
Call that
doesn't
Oh, that's
coonery.
absolutely what it is.
Coonery.
It's so
That coonery.
it's it's like it's so bad. Like
It is.
it's so bad because the thing is like don't get me wrong. Like I have like at least like on my TikTok specifically, I have a lot of black women, cis and trans, and a lot of them have a habit of talking about, like just like, just niggas ain't shit. Like that's literally their entire thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's like my
Whole
favorite
time,
piece.
just like, and it's just like the thing is, sometimes when I listen to it, I understand because I know for a fact that certain stories that they tell come from like personal views and what it is that they've been through and things that happen to them. So it's like they have their idea of like why they say what it is that they say, and then you have some women who just like generally put black men in this specific category based off what it is that they see, like only what it is that they see. And I like the one of the biggest problems in doing that is just like, like just like you say, not all, like nobody likes to trope or whatever, like, well, not all men, not all white people, not all women, but it's just like you're not helping the movement by doing shit like that.
Mm.
Like you're
Exactly.
not helping by
Right.
doing things like that. Like I can understand holding somebody accountable for their actions towards you or towards somebody within the same community. I understand that. But if your whole narrative is just I'm gonna talk down on you because of the fact that I had time today, no. That's
Oh
that's
Mm.
my
not that's
God.
not it.
Uh,
But go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Roger. I was going to ask a question for you, Micah and Juice. Do you feel like, as people of color, as Black people, that we should have a united front, right? Like when it comes to keeping each other accountable, we do that on the sidelines. We do that away from the public view. Do you feel like
Yeah.
the public, when it comes to the
Yeah,
public
yeah.
view, when it comes, especially these white people, we show a united front, and then everything else we handle internally. Do you guys feel?
I that's how I
I
was
agree with that.
raised. Go through
Yeah.
everything on
Okay.
my
Yeah.
page. You will never see me make a video or make a post saying anything disgusting or negative about another black person, be it a woman or a man. If I have an issue with you on social media, I can find a way to get in contact with you so that we can have a discussion and address it. Now,
Mhm.
when it comes to like shit like rapists and pedophiles, I mean, we can drag them publicly.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
lie.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but I mean, if
I got
me
license.
and you got into a disagreement, I would not make a video about you and talk about you publicly. I would find a way to have a conversation with you. We should not be airing each other publicly. That's goofy behavior. Every time I see it, I just shake my head. It's absolutely goofy behavior, and it shouldn't be
Right.
happening.
I I
I agree.
definitely understand and I
I
agree.
I'm a big believer of, yes, that Black people, the Black community, we are not a monolith. I'm a really big believer of that, but I am also a believer that there is a time that we all do need to be a monolith on something, right? And
Hmm.
those topics need to be the protection of our people and
Mhm.
racism. We all need to be kind of on the same page because there's really no reason to not be. And anybody who's against anything like that just really
Coonery.
yeah, for a lack of a better word to use.
Sounds good.
But that also brings us into our new topic. The Black community and the Black LGBT community, because
Hmm.
we do, like, with us not being a monolith, there are a lot of Black people, because we have the stereotype, and it is a massive stereotype, that in our community we are homophobic, transphobic, and just any anti-LGBT. Now, I'm not anti-LGBT anything. I know Juice is very
I'm
adamant
absolutely not.
against everybody who's anti-LGBT. Like, I know
Mm-mm.
she will go in on people who say anything disrespectful. But
And
I
we
I
love
don't.
you for that.
Yeah, and
And
I
I am
I
a
think
cis
that there
het
needs.
black person, and I will not stand for anyone saying anything negative about a LGBT person in my presence, especially a black one. You got me.
Now,
Mm-mm.
let,
You're
let me
not gonna
ask you.
do
Let me
that.
let me
Mm-mm.
ask a question because uh, I understand that cis means is a person straight, but where did that come from? Like,
No,
well,
it
what
just means that your gender is your assigned sex at birth.
so
It does not
okay,
mean you're
educate
heterosexual.
It
I'm
educate
actually
me,
cis.
educate me.
stands for something.
What does it
Yeah,
mean?
It's
What
a
does it
I
it's an
don't
mean?
know.
acronym.
That
It's
What
an
does it mean? What is the
acronym. I
is
forgot.
acronym,
It's
man?
like
oh God.
Educate
it's
me.
centered in society, I believe, or something like that. And it's pretty much saying that you are the norm. You like
Mm.
So straightness is the norm of society. That is like the standard, right? And then everything outside of that is not necessarily centered in society. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong on what the C in cis means, but I like the word centered.
You know what? We're just gonna roll with it.
We're gonna roll with it.
I looked it up.
Because I love the way you do that.
I'm not trying to get dragged. I'm not trying to get dragged.
Oh, we're gonna get dragged.
Who will get dragged?
Me and you are cis.
I'm about to say, no.
We're gonna get dragged for not knowing this stuff.
No,
what
you're
I
not
said.
getting. No,
The actual
you're not getting.
definition
not gonna
of
get dragged.
cisgender is denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity and gender corresponds with their birth sex. Meaning, if you are born a female and that is your actual gender, you choose to be female.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's what cisgender means. It doesn't mean the word normal is not actually a part of the
I didn't
definition.
say normal.
You did say normal. Well,
I said centered in society, and the societal norm is
that's normal.
I wasn't saying that it's normal to be straight. It's normal to be anything. You want to know why? Because it's all natural. You know what? I had a really good conversation with a friend of mine not too long ago about this, and I said, because they were erring on the side of, oh, it's kind of a choice, isn't it? And I was like, well, no, you got to think about it, because like it's 100% natural. And they were like, how so? I'm like, because your brain chemistry is what you're born with, and if you're come out into the world naturally, and that's how your brain chemistry is set up, then obviously it's natural. You were meant to read a book that way.
Because homosexuals and heterosexual, both people and other species of animals, occur naturally in nature. So it absolutely is normal.
And nothing affects that. Like, there's no outside chemical imbalance or whatever, because we're all.
Not that I'm aware of. It hasn't been proven as such.
I'm asking questions. I'm gonna be devil's advocate here. So let's roll with it. I'll just be devil's advocate here.
Okay, I would like to say though, like in hindsight, at least like because honestly, which is weird. Most people only come out once. I had to come out 3 times. That's
whoa. Educate me on that. Educate me on that. Educate me on that. Hold on. Educate me on that.
I'm gonna explain it to you. Like me, I came out 3 times. The first time I came out was like prior to my transition, and I was just like, I think I like women. I think women are literally everything. They are top tier. Okay, top tier AF. Specifically, black women. Top tier AF. Don't care how anybody feels about that. Black women are top tier AF, right? So then, after, lots of mental breakdowns and trying to figure out myself, I came out as trans, right? Beautiful. Loved it. Never tried to unalive myself ever since. It was great, right? And then I had to get to know this version of myself even more to realize what it is that I actually, or more so who I was actually attracted to. And I was like, what the hell? I thought I was just gonna be women forever, bro. Like, I thought it was like women over everything. Like, that was supposed to be it. Like, it's done. Like, I like women. No. I like everything.
Just like everything.
Like, okay, let me take that back, because I know it's gonna be somebody to be weird. I know it's gonna be somebody to be weird at it. I like.
Sorry, are you a trans pan?
My thing is,
you're a trans pan.
Trans pan.
I didn't want to laugh at that, but you made that.
Trans pan.
I'm a trans man.
Not
a transformer.
It sounds funny. He said trans pan.
That's it to everybody.
Trans man that is pansexual.
Boom.
What are you saying?
Okay, let me, for our uneducated viewers, what does pansexual mean? I know what it means, but let's.
I recently was educated by a couple of members of the community, but I will let Micah explain.
I wanted to go. I wanted a shot at it.
No, Amir, shut up. You talk too
Let me
much.
take a shot at it.
Amir,
Go
shut up.
for
You
it.
talk too much. Michael,
Clearly,
go ahead.
if you listen to the
go-
word,
I want to
it
hear
tells
it.
you exactly.
No, he's gonna
I
roll
want to
it.
hear. Listen, I want to hear your definition
Oh
of
God,
pansexual.
All
I
right.
we're
need
gonna
this
get canceled.
in my life.
We're getting
Mine
canceled
is
today.
just what
Okay.
was
I
We're
need
getting
it in my life,
canceled.
Amir. I need it.
Pansexuality. Okay.
Oh shit.
Pansexuality is bisexuality with more steps.
no. Not
Yo,
exactly.
we're canceled.
For real.
We're canceled. This is our last episode. Thanks guys for viewing. We are canceled now.
Canceled. That was clearly a joke. I like.
Oh my God.
I can't even formulate my words right now. Okay, here we go.
Oh my
No,
God.
All right,
but
all right, all right. No, for real.
Pansexuality
I
is
appreciate
it is a sexuality in which you are not necessarily interested in the genitalia of the person. You are more sexually attracted to who they are as a person, like their mental and all of that.
So you actually
Why they
focus
chose the
on the
word
person's
pan, I
personality.
don't know.
Right.
I
don't
will
Well,
say
the actual definition of pansexual is not limited in sexual choice with regard to biological sex, gender, or gender identity. That's basically what you said. So
Yeah.
you weren't wrong.
You were not
Okay.
wrong at all.
You're wrong.
And it's
Okay.
still funny. I don't care.
I know it's still
that
funny
was
as
a
hell.
damn good joke.
but I mean, just think about
That
it.
was a
Doesn't
damn
it
good
sound
joke.
like bisexuality with more steps? Like
when it was explained to me, I felt that way, but
yeah.
out of respect for the person explaining it to me, who was being open enough to share and give me information, I didn't say that. I just kept my
That's probably why I don't have friends.
I just kept my thoughts to
That's
myself.
probably why I don't have friends, because I laugh.
I didn't want to.
I would have
want
100%
to offend
said it,
them.
but I would have
I
made sure
didn't want
that I
to.
wasn't being serious.
I didn't
I'm
feel like I
not
had a
serious when I say
relationship
that.
with that person that well that I could joke with them like that.
Ah,
So,
like I said,
yeah.
my go-to has always been Micah. So yeah,
Right.
like so it was very easy for me to say how I felt and not be insulted immediately.
I don't care. That was a damn good joke, and I feel like you should tell other people that shit.
Thank
One
you.
thing about it, and two things.
Hey, I got
for
the
it,
okay.
Like,
I got the
listen,
okay. All
It's,
right.
it's like
This is my
it's like
thing,
giving
though.
a white person the
Listen.
okay to say nigga. Like
Listen,
no.
a trans
Wait,
pan
wait,
man
wait,
has
no,
told me I can
wait.
tell pansexuals that
It's
they're
like giving a white
bisexual.
person the okay to
though.
say nigga. You just
Actually no,
Michael,
because
what are you doing, bro?
we're not gonna do that one. No,
Yeah.
because if we're looking at it like that, then that
No, I'm definitely not looking at it like that.
Those terms,
Whew.
that would be like,
yeah, that would be wrong. That would be 100% wrong.
that would be that more
That'd be wrong.
along the lines of the F word, you know?
No, I
Yeah.
feel you.
Or
I
like
feel you. Now,
the D word.
to be honest though, I will say
Well-
one thing that I have noticed in my experience with
Go.
pansexuals. This isn't anything bad, but I've noticed way more female pansexuals than I have male pansexuals. Now, is that a thing, or am I, or is that just my?
Because we're physical beings as males. We're naturally physical beings. Like we don't care what the woman religion.
No, I said there's more women that are pan than there are men that are pan.
Yeah, we're more
men
we're more
that
physical
were
beings.
pan than women, but that's anecdotal evidence.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've
Texas
literally only met one pan man. I've also seen a lot of
There's a whole bunch of them on TikTok I've met.
Wow.
Other creators. There's a lot that you probably don't know because they haven't told you. They haven't come out to you specifically.
That's
because I
probably
personally
true.
don't out people.
Well, I'm not gonna out anybody. Like that's
no, but I
that's
mean
fucked
they'll
up.
tell me, but they don't tell everyone. So there's
Oh, I
actually
got
a
you.
lot.
So you got the inside scoop, but I ain't gonna get any of the ice cream. I feel you. That's cool.
I mean, I don't know why people feel comfortable telling me all of their personal business. I don't know why.
But
I don't know.
back to the topic at hand here. So, Micah.
Yeah.
So, what are some things that you believe the Black LGBT community wants the rest of the Black community to understand, to hear, to, you know, how can we bridge that gap that is clearly there? How do we bridge that?
Realistically speaking, when a gay person comes in the room, you ain't have to acknowledge the fact that they gay. Just let them live.
Ooh.
So I just want to make sure we're hearing this right. So I am not supposed to sit there like Riley and be like, that's gay. I can't
Yeah,
do so. I'm not
yeah.
supposed to do that. Got it.
Like,
okay.
realistically
Good.
speaking, like,
Check that
we
box
all have moments where it's just like, okay, well, that, well, in, I guess you would say, like, between, like, black gay culture or whatever, if you, like, clock someone, you peep the fact that that is another person in the family. You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, you family, all right, bet, and you keep it fucking pushing. That's all we asking straight people to do, and just respect the fact that, like, we respect y'all for doing what y'all do or whatever. Like, like, gay people don't have a fucking agenda. Like, can we get rid of that?
Oh, I
Can we get
never.
rid of that?
I mean,
Like,
listen.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna play.
Oh, we got it. Wait, we got someone trying to play devil's
homophobia.
advocate.
I'm gonna put my horns on real quick. Excuse me.
We might get
Oh
canceled.
shit. You were definitely getting canceled after this one.
Oh Lord.
No. It's actual productive discussion. So if you know the gay community wants to be treated just normally, why do we have well, how should I say this? I don't want to say this like well we have holidays, Pride Month. Why do we have Pride Month, holidays, and stuff like that? Why do some men, hetero men, feel like when whoever comes out with the I don't want to say just gay men. How should I say this? Just LGBTQ persons come out and they feel like we have to treat them differently or just not differently. Actually differently, is that because y'all don't feel protective and we want to feel that protective blanket, or is it because you feel like you are something different and you want to be uplifted, put it on a pedestal or something like that? How is that? Why is that communication, that disconnect there? Why is that?
I mean, like, in hindsight,
Yeah.
whenever there are protests and whatnot, the majority of the movements have been led by black gay women. And on top of that, black gay women are still very much unprotected, but will be the first ones in the front to protect y'all, regardless.
I just want to say I like girls who like girls who like dick too. Let's go. But continue.
Dead. But
wait a minute.
But continue.
I like girls who like girls.
Who like girls who like dick too. But continue.
Hey, that sounds like something Future would say in a song.
No, like, that's serious. Like, between Future and
bars,
but
bars, Franz.
listen. But
okay, sorry.
No, you good. But the thing is, it's like, black women are always in the forefront.
Yeah.
Gay black women are also in the forefront. Trans black women are also in the forefront, and their life expectancy is only 32 years old.
Whoa! Now, does that have to do with the suicide rate amongst?
No, it's not.
That's
suicide.
just straight people murder.
Homicide. That's straight homicide.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Their life expectancy is 32 years old.
Holy shit!
And
That's
black
terrifying.
trans men, like, oftentimes we are seen as the invisible man, because, like, realistically, like, anytime, like, honestly, I didn't believe that until, like, I was having a conversation with this black woman, and it was, like, in an Uber, like, a couple years ago when I was on my way to work, and she was saying something about, like, like, pride or something, and she was talking about, like, she was like, well, I don't know about, like, trans folks, whatever. And she was like, I feel like, that's white people shit. And I'm like, sitting in the back seat,
too.
And all of my black transness, like, what? Black people are trans too.
Like, what does that even mean?
Black non-binary individuals
as well. I can say that this may be a wild take, okay, and I could be horrendously wrong in my thought process on this, but I believe the reason, especially in the black community, I feel like the reason for a lot of people thinking that, LGBT stuff is mainly, white people shit, right? I think that comes from buck breaking. If I think we really unpack it as a whole, I think that it stems from that. I'll say that. I'm not saying that this is true. Like I don't think that. But I'm thinking
I understand exactly
that as like, as that story gets
argument,
told, passing down the generation to generation, like this is what white men did to our black men,
right.
boom, 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 bam. And then now you have a gay son and you're like, no, this is wrong because this is what the slave masters did to us. Like, I think that it just over time, and maybe not that aggressively as I just did it, but over time, I think that argument started there and then just trickled down, kept trickling down, onward, let it rain, clear it out. And then now we have, gay is some white people shit.
Hey, I want to add.
I feel like it's between that and the fact that whenever you see anything involving anything like LGBT, anything in regards to the Rainbow Mafia as a whole,
Rainbow Mafia.
There's always
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
a white face on the front of whatever whatever involves us. There's always a white face on the front, even though had it not been for a black trans woman and a Hispanic trans woman during Stonewall in June in '79, you wouldn't be able to have the pride that you have today.
Facts.
And the thing is, trans women, trans people as a whole are looked at, even within the gay community, trans people are looked down on. And it's
why do you think that is though? Because I would believe, based on what I've seen and read and heard, I would believe that the two groups of the LGBTQ members that get looked down upon would be bisexual men mainly, and then also trans people as a whole. Like, what do you think about that?
Honestly, you would think that they would get it worse. You would think that they would get it worse. No. And the thing that sucks the most, especially being a trans person, a black trans person at that,
black
is
trans
the fact
pan.
that like it's not just you getting it from white folks or other races, but you get it from black people, straight people, you get it from lesbians, you get it from honestly, sometimes you get it from bisexual people, but realistically speaking, I've had more comforting conversations with people who are bisexual than I have had with some lesbians and that I've had with some gay men, aside from other trans people of color.
So
do you feel like I apologize, Amir.
No, you go.
Do you feel like the Western trans community is similar or connected to the Asian trans community or the Middle Eastern trans community? Do you feel like the regions have their own initiative, their own reasons of being trans, or
agendas? It sounds like you're trying to say agendas.
No, not agendas. No, own motivations to be trans. Because I'll tell you right now, in Thailand, most trans men men that go to become a woman, trans women. Thank you. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Most trans women are men that their wife left them, went and married some British guy or whatever, and left them with the kids there, and now they got to make money. Now they have to provide. They have to be at the house with everything, and the fastest way is either to drive a taxi or go be a prostitute. And as a trans woman, go through that surgery and get all these, you know what I'm saying, and become that. Yeah, I know you're making that face, Michael. You're making that face, but that's but that's Thailand. That's Thailand and some parts of Vietnam.
My question to that is, would that technically be you being trans? Because do they believe? Because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the word believe. That's going to sound really bad. But the thing is, do they identify? I don't think in Thailand they identify as women, do they?
They do. But that's
they do.
And but they also have the term of she-male. So they also have to think term of she-male. So then you also got the women that go through
I've
the
heard
surgery
lady
of
boy. I've never heard
or
she.
lady boy. But no, she-male.
Female
Oh,
just
I guess
sounds bad.
I guess she-male is a term we created here in the West. I don't know, but
You're
yes,
a
lady
male.
boy,
What
lady
what would you
boy.
him
So
she? Like what would be what's the flip on that? You're a him she. Like that don't even make any sense.
but do you feel like that just
She man.
because she man nigga shut up.
In
Do
the
you feel
defense
like
of the
that
universe.
just
That don't even
Michael,
sound right.
that don't that sounds like da-da-da-da, she man. But
But yeah,
Look
do
at
you
that,
feel,
look at that him female over there.
bro.
Crazy.
hey, don't get on him. Powerpuff Girls, don't get on him. Him's the
Don't get on
shit.
him female.
Him's the shit. But do you feel like that just devalues y'all? You know, over here on the Western society, the message you're trying to send out as within the trans community. Do you feel like they associate that so much more on the end over there that you guys don't have any? It devalues your message over here.
No.
Okay, okay.
Not specifically. I feel like honestly, I feel like that's like a whole nother situation.
Okay.
That
Damn
kind of
sure
sort
sounds
of
like a whole different
don't got
situation.
nothing to
Hey,
do with us to a
hey.
degree.
So
Um,
so my question,
like
Micah,
his
is
that's I feel like that's a
That's
lot of
some
therapy.
that's some heavy shit. That's some heavy shit.
That's
Okay.
therapy
yeah,
is what that is. That
There's a
feels like
therapy.
therapy.
I
That feels like a lot
feel
of therapy. I
I
mean,
feel
I
like
didn't have my therapy too, but
Yo,
I feel like we still need to address some things, especially with the Black community and the LGBT Rainbow Mafia community. And I think that what I've seen a lot online. I've seen a lot of especially Black bisexual men that will come out and express how a lot of Black women tend to not to see them as less than men, or oh, I can't date a bisexual man. It's almost as if there's this fear. It's almost like there's a fear of gay in the Black community, and I don't really know what the fear is for, because you don't see a lot of gay people just outwardly attacking Black people. So I don't know why we're afraid of gay people or LGBTQ
is
plus
it
people.
is it that they don't see how a bisexual man could have the I don't want to frame this. I mean, we're already canceled. So, anyways, um,
I'm telling you, we're not going to be canceled. We haven't said anything bad.
do they see Juice been quiet? She's just like, y'all canceled, nigga. Like,
Juice over here probably reading a manga.
man, I don't want y'all to get
Kaiju
canceled.
number 8.
That's
I
hey,
all I
called it.
know.
I
I don't want
called
y'all
yo,
it.
to get canceled.
she's really reading a manga right now.
I
That's crazy.
was, my bad.
What manga is it?
I was
What is it?
Kaiju
listening.
number 8, or as our friend Will called it, manga.
Hey, yeah, I
I
actually,
was
yeah,
listening.
okay.
I
I
was
gotta
just
get
reading
on.
too. I can't help
I'm getting on
myself.
hip on that
We need to
one.
hear
I'm
from you
getting.
though, Juice. So Juice,
Yeah, go.
on the
How do
subject,
you feel about that, Juice?
how do you feel about
About dating a bisexual man.
not
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
I mean not
cis het women
necessarily
don't want
dating
to.
one, but just
I
the top.
think it comes from a place of homophobia. Yes, absolutely. But sometimes I
Mm,
think that as a woman who's been hurt before, if you've been cheated on before by like your man cheating on you with another woman, I think the thought of being with a bisexual man is has a thought process of damn, he could cheat on me with anyone at this point because he likes both men and women. So it creates another layer of insecurity that the woman may already have.
so
But I
the
do also
insecurity.
think it could
uh,
come from a place of homophobia as well. I'm not going to say that it's absolutely not that because I
So
believe
the
it absolutely could be that.
insecurity fuels the homophobia,
Yeah, you could say that.
For
Yeah.
and
sure.
just in that aspect, just that aspect, within that
Yes.
aspect.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would
so within
definitely
that
say that
aspect.
insecurities would fuel somebody's
Mm.
homophobia.
Yeah.
Cause like now like you said, like if you've been cheated on a lot, and with a dude who's out here just running the streets with women, and now you're the woman at home stuck with all the kids and everything, you just keep getting
Hey,
cheated on, and now you get with this other person who likes both, right?
Mhm.
That's double the cheating that could potentially
Right.
happen in your mind.
Right.
you know. And
ladies,
so
ladies.
I get that, but my thing is the blatant like attack on black trans men. I'm just like, dang, like they just are not trans men, bisexual men. It's like, damn, why can't they just be who they are? You know?
I'm just
I
I'm
don't
gonna put
know.
this out here,
I don't know.
ladies. Go ahead,
I
cheat
couldn't
with me with another girl. Let's fuck her together. I mean,
see.
it's that simple. You know what I'm
Women
saying?
don't
Like,
feel that way for the
Women
most part.
women don't. A lot of
that's
a lot of women
No,
crazy.
don't.
That's crazy.
That I've met. Let me add that in there.
I
Anecdote.
don't
Yeah.
think it's crazy per se. Everyone, some people like misogyny. I mean, I said misogyny. You know what word I
Yes,
meant? Not
devalue
that.
me
I
as a
mean,
Some
human
people like
according to my sexual organs.
misogyny,
you know
and
what word I
others
meant.
like
Devalue me.
The
misandry.
I
what's
like
the
that.
word?
And then people
What
like
is
me
I
like
like, but you're right.
monogamy? There
misogyny.
you go,
The
monogamy. Some people
combination.
like monogamy,
Monogamy.
so they don't want to have
Mhm.
a relationship where you're having threesomes and such. That's not
Yeah,
their
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Not
That's right.
everybody's
Yeah, that's right.
not everybody's poly like you,
I'm
Franz.
poly. I
Okay.
apologize. I'm poly. I want multiple women. Yes. I'm big
Not
single.
everybody likes
Yes.
exploring multiple
In my
gays.
DMs, it's
Interesting.
okay.
Be great.
Interesting.
Some people are selfish. Okay. Let us keep our selfishness. But yeah. So
You're
I
Micah,
wouldn't.
before
selfish.
we
I
move
can't
on
say that though. I
to
don't
the
think it's
next
selfish if somebody's willing to do it. I
you
feel like
sound far away again.
if that's what
You sound far away, Michael.
that's what you feel is best for you, then go for it.
Hmm.
I think that's what everybody
That's what
needs
you
to
feel is
understand.
best for you, then go for it. Cause it's gonna be like honestly, there's somebody out there for everybody. And then
Yeah, it's like
again,
almost
there's
8 billion people
couple
in this
people
world.
out there for one person.
Very true. I think what really needs to happen between the black community and the black
United
LGBTQ
front.
community is conversations like this. Like I think that people really just need to sit down and honestly just understand that not everybody is gonna walk the same path that you walk. You know what I'm saying? We're all different. You know, we all have the same shared struggle of being black. Why do we want to add more to it? You know what I mean? And I feel like adding more to it is just furthering white supremacy because that's still keeping us from being able to build up our own communities to be stronger. You know, it's like divide and conquer, and we're so divided. Like right now, we're divided on two fronts right now. When you think about it, especially in terms of intersectionality, we got the black men versus black women, and then we got black women, black women, black men versus that black LGBT. Like we got all of that. That's a three-way war that we have amongst our own community. And at the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters. And we know that we are going to have dangers and hardships coming just because we look like this, you know? Just because we have hair like this, like me
That,
and like all of us. We all have hair like this right now, right?
that's
And
why I support
so
United Front, man.
we're all fighting the same battle. We're all fighting the same battle. Some people
No
just have to
matter,
fight that battle on two fronts. And we need to be able to
and
bolster them so that they know that they're protected and they're safe. And we are all a part of the same black community, you know?
right,
And I think once people start realizing that and start having more conversations, and we can't be afraid to have a scary or a hard conversation. We have
right,
to be
right,
welcoming of those because change cannot happen if we do not have a tough conversation. If we do not
right.
sit there and like us talking to Micah about his transition and everything like that. If we can't have that conversation, then we as cisgendered, people, Juice, myself and you, Franz, we can never understand what Micah's going through if we can't even have that conversation with somebody like Micah. You know what I
And
mean?
and honestly, I probably would
But
never
also,
understand. My bad,
Yeah,
Michael.
and we'll probably never
Yeah,
understand it.
I
But
probably
that's
never
the thing.
understand. But
That's
I want Michael to be understand that when we go out, a motherfucker swing on him, I'm swinging back. Like I'm jumping in. I don't give a fuck. That's the homie. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like I
that,
want that type of fucking like acknowledgement of assurance. Like, hey, I don't care. We go over here and all these motherfuckers start, because I think all of us in this panel right now we have tough skin. So I don't think words are gonna hurt us. But
Words hurt me all the time.
well, you're okay. The rest of us, you go by
I'm a
yourself. You stay home. The rest of us gonna go out and drink.
but I can't stay home because if I stay home, then I'm gonna get on social media.
one thing that I did notice though, one thing
No.
that I noticed between each conversation, like the undertone of all of it is safety with one another.
Safety with one another. Yeah. There's
The-
safety in numbers.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
the thing is, it's like
So why separate ourselves? Because that just makes us smaller.
Yeah.
Facts. Because
Yeah.
it's easier to like divide people and keep them away.
Divide and conquer.
Together, and they realize that they're stronger together. It'll be harder to put them down.
Exactly. And just think about how much we can accomplish. Just think about how much the Black community can accomplish if we were all, and like I said, we don't all have to think the same way. Like Franz said, as cishet males are never going to understand what it's like to be a trans male. We're never going to understand that because we aren't trans.
It's
but
and ghetto at the same time.
Say what?
This nigga.
Did you say I was wrong and ghetto at the same time?
No, I said it's fun and ghetto at the same time.
There it is.
Just want to do ratchet shit with his friends.
We're never going to understand what it's like. Just in the same aspect as I'm never going to understand what it's like to suck a dick. I'm just never going to get that. Never gonna happen, okay? I'm never gonna understand. I don't get why people.
Why would you pick that?
I don't understand.
All the
Listen,
things you could pick.
100% okay if you want to suck some dicks.
Out of all the things you could pick.
Just saying. Am I wrong for that? I feel like that is true acceptance right there. That is true allyship.
You could have easily
said
I would never understand what it would be like to have a cycle. You could
exactly. I'm
I'll never understand childbirth in that manner. And you went straight to dicks.
But have that baby.
Hey, shout out to Serena Williams for winning that Wimbledon while pregnant.
She won Wimbledon?
No. This is back when she was pregnant. She won it while she was pregnant. All right, just shout out to the sister. I didn't even know
Wimbledon was going. I was just clapping the clap.
No. That's bad. But shout out to the great. You know what I'm saying? I got to give a shout out to the great.
So now we get to our fun segment where we get to talk about random shit that we all seem to enjoy or funny shit that we've seen online or even just crazier shit that you heard about. Salt Juice is reading Kaiju number 8. Juice, tell us about Kaiju number 8.
Well, it's a shonen series. The interesting thing about it is the demographic of shonen is teenage males. But the MC in this particular series is an adult male in his 30s, which is not the norm. Usually they make the MC in shonen series a teenage male also because that's the demo. So I found that interesting.
What else makes it a shonen though? Because wouldn't that be close to seinen?
No.
Huh.
Just because the MC is older doesn't mean that is the demographic for the series.
Yeah, I got
you.
It's a shonen
series and it's published in a shonen was published in a shonen magazine for a teenage male, but it got approved for an anime, but they haven't made it an official announcement.
That's amazing.
When exactly it's going to come out. Right now there's only 2 physical volumes available for you to buy, but you can read it on the Shonen Jump app. So I don't want to tell you too much about it because I don't want to spoil. But it's really good. If you know anything about kaijus or like maybe Godzilla or what's that movie? Pacific Rim. Think about like Pacific Rim. Like
I'm just gonna say Pacific Rim 2 was dog shit. That was a horrible movie.
I didn't even see it yet.
I didn't like the first movie. I liked
I'm not gonna pay for it.
What? You liked the second one over the first one?
Yes.
Absolutely. I don't know if I can talk to you anymore, Juice. I'm gonna have to block you on TikTok now.
I gotta see this. I gotta see this. I gotta wait for it. I'm waiting for it to come out.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. I think Kaiju number 8 is gonna be one of the when that gets animated, that's just gonna break the fucking internet. I 100% believe it. And like I said, I don't really read a lot of mangas. You can ask Juice. I literally go on TikTok and say I do not read mangas, but there are 3 mangas that I read. There is Berserk, One Piece, and Kaiju number 8.
You got good taste. If you're gonna read any, those 3 would be good ones to read. Absolutely.
I mean, One Piece is kind of, but yeah. I'm sweating.
Kind of what?
I'm just sweating. I did it.
Gomu no! Like, man,
can he beat Goku though?
Can
he beat Goku though?
Defense Force, watch your mouth. Okay.
I can tell you.
That nigga can't even swim.
Listen,
Come on now.
listen,
Can he
but
swim yet?
Listen, can
Can he
Goku
swim yet?
beat
Can he swim
Super
yet?
Tengen Toppo Gurren
Can he
Lagann?
swim yet?
No, he
Can
can't.
he swim
Because
yet?
he
Can
ate
he
a devil
swim yet?
fruit, so you know
Can
that
he
he
swim
can't
yet?
swim.
Exactly. There you go. Just throw water on that nigga. Win. Boom.
No,
God,
it's actually sea water from
he
salt
has to
water from the
literally be
sea
submerged in water.
above the waist with salt water
Hey,
from the
squirrel.
sea.
You surf. That's it. Done. He done, son.
And you listen. And now with, I mean, well, I don't want to spoil too much, but now
Oh,
with
man.
Luffy's new awakening,
Yo.
bruh,
I seen the pics. I seen the pics. I gotta catch
He
up. I
absolutely
gotta
beats
catch up.
Goku. He beats Goku.
Now hold on now. Goku becomes
He
hold on now. Goku becomes a god of
He
destruction.
can
Calm
beat
down.
Goku. Fifth
He
gear
becomes a
Luffy
god of
beats
destruction.
Goku.
Does
Goku becomes a god of destruction. Calm down.
Fifth gear Luffy absolutely claps
Force.
Goku's cheeks.
Toon Force.
Bro, what?
Force.
What?
Do you want me to
Come
explain
on
what he
now.
can do now,
I
bro?
already know.
Anything that is
He's a god of destruction. Like, come
listen,
on.
just
He's
tell
not, and he hasn't even
let
tapped
me
into
just
full
explain.
powers of
Listen,
god of destruction yet.
I'm not
Like, come on,
saying,
bro.
listen, I'm not
Come
saying
on, bro.
that Goku will lose to Luffy, but I'm just saying.
I'm saying it.
She said,
Goofy will get clapped.
listen,
No lose.
but Franz, you're not even letting me talk. Let me tell you, man, since you haven't been paying attention. Okay.
I'm paying
So
attention.
Luffy now has the
All right.
ability, right? He has
Swim.
the ability to turn everything around him into rubber. That includes energy, that includes people, and he doesn't have to touch you to do it. So if Goku shoots a Kamehameha, this man Luffy can turn that into solid rubber and jump rope with it right now. There is crazy shit happening in the One Piece manga that is just does not make fucking sense right now. So that's why I'm saying, now me personally, as somebody who, argues with scalers all the time, I don't think that Luffy is able to beat Goku. But I do think that in the future,
That's all I needed.
we're going to have, listen, I do
needed.
think that in the future, we're going to have to reevaluate this
Nah,
because, listen, could he beat Goku in terms of strength? Not at all. But could he beat Goku in terms of using his ability? Yeah.
tactics. Come on now. We all know Goku throw hands. We all know he's actually a very smart tactician. Even though as goofy as a motherfucker he is,
my
he's
God.
actually a
Dragon
very
Ball
smart
Never give
tactician.
Goku smart tactician.
Who
Never
is
gonna
come
give
on
him that.
Dragon
He's
Ball
a
fan
Come on
smart
now.
fighter. He knows
Where
how
you
to
think
fight.
Gohan gets it from? Where you think Gohan gets
His
it from, bro?
mom,
Come on
Chi-Chi.
now. Come
Clearly,
on now, bro. Come on.
clearly he gets
Come
his
on.
brains
Come
from
on.
Chi-Chi.
Come on. Come on.
And
Come
and
on.
to even further my
Come
point
on.
on that, Gohan literally said, I am now no longer using my Saiyan blood to get stronger. I'm using my human side. Who's his human side
Because
from?
they hold him. They hold Gohan. They hold Gohan. They hold him. Because he would have been as powerful
They
as
did a
the
great job with
angels.
Gohan.
If
I can't.
he
They did a great
he
job
would have been as
because
powerful
Gohan,
as the
Gohan,
angels. Come on, bro.
Gohan
Come
damn
on,
died
bro.
multiple
He would
times
have
at
been.
the age of
He would have
5,
been. He would have been
7,
out there duking
and
out with Grand
12.
Priest, bro.
He
He would have
clearly
been out
doesn't
there
want to
duking
fight.
out with Grand
He
Priest.
doesn't want to fight. The story
Come
makes
on,
sense for him
man.
not to be that.
Come
Okay?
on, man. Because they hold his ass. They sideline him.
They did
They
sideline him, but
him.
it makes sense though in the course of the story. Juice, we lost your face. But yeah, Michael, what about you? You've noticed anything cool, interesting on social media in general? New shows, new TV
Honestly,
shows, anything?
most of my timeline is filled with black people doing funny, fun stuff. Thing that has been like my highlight as of late is black men frolicking.
Yo, I fucking love that shit.
Hey, I saw that shit. Yeah,
I
you're
was
right.
gonna do a frolic
Yeah.
video.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
find
this
me a place
Florida,
to
man. We can
frolic.
frolic, bro.
I'm
I
frolicking
saw that one too.
all month, and then some.
The fire ants will get you.
Yeah, this Florida. We
Right.
I
can
am
frolic.
loving the black men frolicking. I think that is something that social media needs more of. And I love how it's all been like these big black guys. Hasn't been a lot of small black
For
guys.
real.
It's been
And
big,
old.
like giant ass black men doing it.
Just
They think we're not teddy bears, yo.
Old, and I love it. I'm here for all of
I'm
the
here
old
for it.
men doing it, frolicking, and some of them was frolicking with their kids, and I was just like, yo, touch my soul, why don't you, sir?
That's what I'm
Tickle
saying.
my heartstrings, bro.
I'm waiting for them to like start skipping through the fields of flowers. I'm waiting for that.
Let me go get my daughter. We're about to go to the park. Frolic.
That's what
I'm here for it.
About to frolic. You know,
because I'm 50 Shades of here for it. Okay,
at 50 Shades of there
all of it.
already.
All that.
But yeah, I think that there, you know, for all of the bad that's in social media, there's so much good. There's so much
There's
connectivity.
so much more good.
I wouldn't
for
say so
every
much
bad,
more.
there's like 1,000 good. For every bad, there's like 1,000 good. We just
I don't think
just
so.
bad is just so attractive. No,
Nah.
dead ass.
Truly the
Dead ass, bro.
positivity that I
Nobody cares
Yeah,
about the good stuff. Nobody shares. The
But
good
exactly,
stuff.
nobody
All they
cares about the
share
good stuff.
Which is
is
why
the
I'm
negative
saying that
shit.
Yeah,
I
very
can't
attractive.
co-sign on that path. And now we can only see Micah's eyes. There it is.
And
There's his beautiful.
and show your beautiful eyes, Michael. Show your beautiful eyes.
My eyes
But,
were beautiful for those 3 seconds.
I will say that there is a lot of good, and when we see the good, we need to share the good, because if we share more good, there will be less bad in the world.
There won't be necessarily less bad, but people will
Less
see the
bad
world
shown,
as
which
less bad.
equates to less bad.
No, that's a democratic viewpoint.
Listen, man, I'm just
That's
saying.
a very liberal viewpoint.
I just feel as though, you know, social media and its intended purpose was to bring everybody together, which I think it has 100% done that. But at the same time, you know, humans are, you know, stuck in that whole, you know, high school clique type of, you know, shit.
Yes.
So you have
That's
all
what
of us in one spot, like a cafeteria, but you got the jocks over here, you got the cheerleaders over here, you got the nerds over here, and then you got these weird racist people who somehow manage to go between all of the groups and infiltrate them and spew hate and evilness.
I don't know how that happened. I don't know how we let that happen. If y'all just let me lead real quick, let me be governor of Florida real quick, make us great again. You know what I mean?
Listen, I don't think you need to be the governor, man. you're
let
a
me
little
be governor
listen,
for 1 year. Let me be governor for 1 year.
You're a little too radical, sir.
Let me be governor for 1 year.
I ain't
I think I'm very, as a conservative, I think I'm very open. I'm very way more open and moderate than
set a paradigm.
majority.
Open conservative.
You're conservative?
Yeah, I'm actually Republican, bro. I'm actually Republican. But I think I'm very open. I think I consider myself a moderate conservative that way. Like, I don't care what you identify yourself, as long as you're taking care of your household, as long as you're protecting your, you know what I'm saying? And you're not attacking.
As long as you're out here advocating for free healthcare for everybody.
Oh yeah, free healthcare, free
education, and giving me $2,000 a month for the rest of my life. I'm cool with that. Hashtag Andrew Yang.
For what? What, $2,000 for what?
From taxing the billion-dollar corporations and giving it to us so we can give it back to the billion-dollar corporations. Clearly, that would fix the society.
You know where we fucked up? You know
2024.
where we fucked up? Allowing people to do their taxes themselves. That's where we fucked up. If we took those funds and we sent out auditors to do their taxes for them, and then we'll take in the, you know, their real shit, the real tax information, we'll have way much more money to fund everything that we need to fund, and everybody will have free education, K through master's degrees, like literally pre-K to master's degrees.
I just want free healthcare. I don't care about anything.
Like healthcare, right?
And higher wages. That's all I need.
Free healthcare, free life-saving surgeries, free, you know what I'm saying? Like, free food to those who are considered under the poverty line.
Free healthcare because I just flat out will never pay a hospital a dime. So
no, and then hospitals are for profit, so that's another reason I hate this place. Hospitals.
That's why they don't get my
money.
I probably
don't understand as a conservative why we have hospitals for profit. Why we support that? That we know conservatism should not be supporting for profits. Like, that's especially hospitals and schools, especially as a Black conservative. That school to prison pipeline, especially in Florida. Come on now, that's too real. They just recently closed down the prison over there in Moorhaven. Actually, I don't think. Wait, no, is it closed down? But there's a for-profit prison in Moorhaven. Moorhaven's like an hour away from me.
You should buy the prison and wait, listen, hear me out.
Stop telling the IRS how much I make, bro.
Keep it for profit, but you turn it into like a giant prison sports thing, right? Where all the prisoners are forced to play sports like basketball, and football, and safety, right? Yeah, like Gridiron Gang, or, you know, Longest Yard.
No, this is how they pitch the longest
There you
yard.
go. Longest yard. We just need to do that with the prisons, and that'll make it a little bit of a happier place, right? Yeah.
So just be like
No.
the Romans, do gladiator sports.
We could do that, but the only problem I have with doing the blood sports is the fact that there's so many innocent people who are locked up right now. So then we would have
Innocent
to
black men and women.
innocent black men, women. I mean, just innocent people. I'm just gonna say innocent people in general. There's a lot of innocent people, but yes,
I'm here for
predominantly
everybody
us.
black.
Predominantly us. But I mean,
I'm here
just
for everybody
everybody
black.
in general. I just don't want any innocent person having to have to fight for their life if they never really did the crime. And it should only be super violent crimes too. It should be like if you've murdered like 8 people, yeah, throw them in the gladiator ring with somebody else who's murdered 8 people. Let's see who's the better murderer. Let's see it.
7 people, or you got one more, then we're gonna throw you in the ring.
You know. And then we'll tell them that we're going to give them time off their sentence, but we're really not, because clearly if you're going to brutalize somebody in combat like that, you don't need a place in society. We're just trying to clear out, we're just trying to make space in the prison. That's what we're trying to do.
That's right. Or go join the military, or just send them to the
that's
military.
If you win, you get out of jail, but you're stuck in the military. Like you are
Send
forced
them to the
in the
Marine
military
Corps.
for life. That's it. But yeah. But anyway, guys, I think that's about it. I think that kind of wraps it up. I think we had a pretty good podcast. I'm gonna go ahead and click the stop recording button. That does it for shooting the shit. Bow, 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 bow.
Hey, we appreciate you guys coming on and really sharing your life experiences and everything, educating us and our viewers on today's subject. Like, we need a united front, like you guys said. We need a united front, and we need to, because for
shooting the shit. We appreciate the support. We appreciate you joining. And to all of our viewers out there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow Japan Amir on TikTok, because I'm boundless.
Hey, follow Mr. Zolkane954 on Instagram. What's up? Holla at your boy.
No one uses Instagram.
Hey, Broward County. What's up? 954.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a nice night. Thank you so much for joining us.
Passez, not boulé.